Good morning, you awakening wonders. So, today I'm going to talk about a specific request about abundance meditation. How do I do it? What do I experience? And how do I feel? What emotions do I go through in that whole process? So, so I'm going to begin with an understanding of how do you prepare yourself for a specific meditation with an intention of, for example, abundance, or you want to heal yourself. You want to make certain changes in your life, or there's an issue in your life that you would rather not have, because clearly there's a quantum possibility of you, a different version of you that does not have that problem. For that, you would do a box meditation, it's called. But before you do any of these types of meditations, for you to change things in your life, make changes in your life, dramatic changes, or even subtle changes of simply healing yourself of something that you have had, which is really impacting the quality of your life. I might sip a lot during this video because I need my warm coffee. It's really cold out here. So, abundance meditation. So a very simple way, this is not the only way. The way I would do it is I first focus every day a lot on harmonizing and focusing on my energy centers. I want my energy centers to get stronger. So when I then do focus meditations on specific energy centers, and as you get better at expanding your awareness, you can focus on multiple energy centers at the same time. So if you want to become pure consciousness in some way, where your awareness leaves the space and time, it feels magical when you feel that. Actually, it's insane when that happens. But when you're in that state of mind, when you're pure consciousness, and you then release an intention, right? You might do that using your visualization. You might have a symbol that represents what you are trying to attract or release or get rid of. And then you would release that in there after you become pure consciousness. And one of the easiest way to do that is to keep expanding your awareness. What does that mean? Imagine you start to feel the empty space and the air on both sides of your shoulders, outside of your shoulders. Feel the empty space on top of around your head, around your torso, this empty space. Empty space is full of what? Frequency, right? Outside of the molecules in the air on Earth, but generally in space, where there's no molecules, it's still full of frequency. And all frequency carries information. So when you start to expand your awareness around your entire body, and you're not moving your arms, you're not moving your hands, you might have your eyes closed or you might have blindfolds on so you don't feel any light. So now you're reducing your senses or eliminating the input of your senses. When you do that, after a certain amount of time, your body will start to feel numb. You won't feel your arms if you don't move them. And you will get beyond your senses. And when you do that and you keep expanding your awareness of feeling the empty space outside of you and attempting to become that because you're no longer getting input from your senses, then your awareness can leave time and space. And that is the place where things happen instantly. For me to touch that camera that is recording me, I would have to travel. There's a space between me and the camera. And because there's a space between me and the camera, as I get closer to the camera, it's taking time. But when my awareness goes so far so that I become pure consciousness, I'm everywhere. There's no time. And when there's no time, there's all the time in the world. When there's no space, there's all the space in the world, or there's all the space. And that is when things happen instantly. That's when you feel instantly. So first you harmonize your energy centers. Then you work on your awareness. Then your awareness can perhaps leave time and space and become pure consciousness. And that's when you can really then be ready for your intention of specific levels of abundance. What does abundance mean to you, right? So I have an intention, and then on one side of the paper, and then I have elevated emotions on the other side of the paper. Now, why intention and emotion, or elevated emotion? Intentions are thoughts, right? Thoughts are frequency. Thoughts have those frequency carry information. So your thoughts release information, frequency, to the quantum, into the empty space of all space. And then your elevated emotions pull the desires closer to you. There's two ways to look at that. You could never meditate. You could never have a true intention of designing your life. And the quantum randomness will give you random events in your life, most of which you might hate, or, might make you suffer, miserable. So there is an aspect of you receiving with no elevated emotion and no intention. You're just getting hit with randomness. And then there's the active creation of your future, your life. But when you do that, the thoughts and intentions is how you send the information out. And then the act of gratitude, the position of gratitude, is the receivership, right? So gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. Now, I said ultimate, not the only way of receivership, because randomness will also come to you if you're not intentional about how you want to live your life. If you don't know what you want to experience next in your life, then you'll still receive, but it's going to be ugly in many cases. So you have these intentions, right? I'm not going to go into specific intention, it's kind of personal. But intention could have been anything. Intention could have been, I have some autoimmune disease. Crap, I hope my HVAC sound is not getting captured in here. I'm going to go for it. So my intention could have been, I want to remove certain autoimmune disease, right? Or in extreme cases, somebody could have had cancer, stage 4 cancer, and people have healed themselves from stage 4 cancer, guys. It has happened many, many times, hundreds of times, in the scientific research teams of Dr. Joe Dispenza. So let's say you have an intention, and then you have an elevated emotion, towards that, which is what? I'll give you some examples. Feeling empowered, feeling free, being able to go where you want to, when you want to, in love with life, important one, grateful, you're feeling whole, you're feeling worthy. And once you get into these deep states of meditation, you start to feel a little bit of a divine, right? We're sort of gods in flesh of how we can create our own reality, we can heal ourselves, we can make all these changes. The things we can do are crazy, unlimited. You're feeling blessed, and you're feeling appreciated. So these are some of the emotions that you would then feel with a specific abundance, right? So a lot of people, when they think of abundance, they think about money. But if, for example, you want to make more than $10,000 a month, and you could also write down, I also want to love what I do, making that over $10,000 a month. And I want to be able to work from anywhere I want. So that could be another example other than healing that you want. And then the same elevated emotions I just mentioned a minute ago would apply to that, right? You feel free, you feel empowered, you feel worthy, you feel grateful, you feel in love with life. And so you harmonize your energy. You might do some breath work. So now I'm going to get into the meditation. So I do my breath work, right? And I've talked about the breath work a video or two ago, but I can do it again if anything specific questions come up from the audience. So you do the breath work, then you focus on the harmonizing of your energy centers. Then you expand your awareness and you try to become nothing, so you don't feel your hands. You're in a neutral spot, so you're not smelling things. You can't see anything, or you have the meditation music in your ear. It's a guided meditation of Dr. Joe Dispenza, and there's many of them. If you guys want to have I'll talk about specific meditations that I like, that I do on a regular basis, and what are the names of those in the next video, because that has something to do with a new comment that I received. So I don't want this video to be too long. So then you expand your awareness by focusing on the air around you, the empty space around you, and as you expand and your senses are going down, you start to leave your body, so to speak, and then you get closer and closer to You get closer to becoming true consciousness, pure consciousness. And once you do that, that's when you send out an intention from your mind, focused intention of this is what I want to experience. And then you focus on the elevated emotion. What would it feel like for you to not have cancer? How would you walk? How would you smile? How would you look at the world different? That's what you will bring up. It's easier to do that when you have a specific intention. So let's say you're making $3,000 a month and you want to make more than $10,000 a month. That's a pretty big change in your life. So let's say your name is Sarah. What would Sarah walk like? What would Sarah feel like? How would her posture be? How strong and empowered and free and worthy and divine and in love with life would she feel? How would that be? And you start to feel that, embody that. And then when you do that, you sit with it. You sit with it. You keep feeling that. And once you do that, and you're focused on your different energy centers, you start to feel this electricity going up and down your body. You truly feel it. Your body starts to change. Your neuronal synaptics starts to create new connections in your head, new connections in your energy centers. Now we have a bunch of energy centers, and every energy center has a cluster of neurons. Essentially, every energy center has its own mind and its own brain, and it all starts to make changes within it. So you start to become the future you. And the more you practice what Sarah would be like when she's making more than $10,000 a month, how is she helping other people? How abundant is she feeling? How generous is she? And you start to, and then when the meditation ends, you sort of drift away at the end, right? If it's a guided meditation, it'll tell you, okay, so now you lay down on the floor, or you just relax in your mind and you drift away. Let your autonomic nervous system, let the different energy centers now receive that information. You pull those desires towards you from your heart. You bless your heart, and then you drift away. You just relax for a little bit. Let your body catch up to it. Let the quantum and you just do whatever it needs to do, because you are now satisfied with your efforts for this meditation. And you just sit with that for a little bit. Bring your awareness back to your body. Remind yourself again, who are you going to be when you open your eyes, which is going to be the future you, the one that doesn't have cancer anymore, the one that does make more than X amount of money. And when you do that, you are now going to go about your business. You're going to start your day. And hopefully you will random times remind yourself, act like it, correct your posture, start to feel those emotions again, random times of the day. And the more you do that, the more those new neuronal pathways will solidify itself. They'll become strong. And as you do them more and more consciously, they will become part of your subconscious mind because you're feeling the emotions attached with intention. And when you do those two things, emotions is essentially what creates long-term memories, right? The reason it's so hard to not remember a trauma because the emotions attached to trauma are so strong. The best moments of your life, your birthdays or weddings or getting a medal somewhere, winning Olympic. So the happy emotions or the sad emotions, so emotions will then drive long-term memories. So when you have these elevated emotions with intentions, they will then go from hardware, which is your conscious mind, of you reminding yourself, you're feeling it all the time. You keep reminding yourself that this is what the future me would look like and feel like and act like and walk like and talk like and drive like and smile like, you know? And as you do that, you really become a different person. Your personality changes. And the new personality will then reflect in the new hologram because your personal reality is created by your personality. So when your personality changes, your reality changes accordingly. When you change, everything in your life changes. The way people will treat you will change. The way people will respond to you will change because people get affected by your magnetic fields. So the more elevated you feel, the more you will pull those beautiful feelings from other people too. So you're blessing other people unintentionally. And it sort of snowballs into the quantum of your life just getting better and better and better as your personality changes. You're also blessing other people. And you're truly changing the world in a very small way, starting with you. I think that's enough for this video. I do have a couple more things, but I'm going to add them to the next video. Thank you guys for your beautiful, beautiful comments. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I love you.